Please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Hello there. Welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since I've made my last video on this channel here. I have no particular good reason, I've just been occupied with other stuff. But I have time today to make a little video, and recently I had one of my songs I've made with another guy called Tespoo. I released a song with him not so long ago that landed on 4 different Spotify editorial playlists. It was, I think, Lofi Sleep, Lofi Meditation, it was Lofi Chill, and then one I've never seen before actually called Lofi Summer Haze, I think. And it completely blew both our minds because we've never experienced landing 4 editorials on one song. So today I just wanted to go over how I made that song with Tespoo, go over my elements. He made the drums for it, but we'll take a look also at how they sound in the track, and then we'll discuss and see what things we have going on in the track. So yeah, let's make a cup of coffee and jump into the session. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in the project. A lot of different stuff going on. Let's take a listen to how the main part of the track sounds. Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff going on actually. Let's just take it from the top. We have this drone thing going on through the entire track, which sounds like this. And it's a couple different sounds layered together. First, we have a piano very low in the mix saying this thing. I don't even know if you can hear it, but it's just playing some fifths that harmonize well with the chords. When they shift the chords, it sounds very nice together with the drone here. I use this technique a lot when I make lo-fi tracks. Have some kind of drone that goes through the entire track, which is just 1 or 2 notes. It just makes the chord progression seem a lot more complex and exciting when you have some kind of drone notes that either end up being like the major 7th or the minor 7th or the 9th of some chords. It just makes some extensions in the piano chords without having to play it in the piano, if that makes any sense. So I use that a lot. So I have the piano doing it. This is a decent sampler, free sample library called Kawaii Felt Piano. Then I also have 2 synths saying the same thing, quite a lot higher up in the mix. This is the same synth playing 2 different notes that harmonize together, and then I hand one of them right and one of them left. And the synth I'm using for this is the Diva, which I use a lot also when I make some of my house stuff. And this is from a pack I bought called Basic Waves Analog Exploration Volume 1, and it's a preset called Dust. I just removed the noise from it because it was a little bit too intense. Then I have an Echo Boy doing some delay stuff, and a Valhalla Vintage Reverb doing some reverby stuff. Also in the drone I have 2 different synths doing the same notes but playing them as like an arpeggiated kind of thing. Sounds like this without all the effects. I just used the arpeggiator from Ableton, and the synth I'm using for this is the Serum, and it's a preset called Such Relaxation. I think I tuned down some of the detune because it was a little bit too intense. And then I've added some Valhalla Vintage Reverb as always. And then I've cut out a lot of the low end and used a very cool plugin that you should probably know by now called Wider. And I've put it like 200% just to make it extremely, extremely wide. I want all of these pad stuff, this drone stuff, this high-end stuff to be out in the sides of the headphones or the speakers, so we can focus the middle of the track for my kicks and my bass and all the low-end information. So we get a very nice big stereo field with all the high-end stuff going out in the sides. Then I have another arpeggiated kind of thing. sounds like this. Again, using the Ableton arpeggiator. Same effects as the last one. So all the drony kind of stuff together sounds like this. Very, very nice. And then for some harmonic stuff, I have a piano doing the chords. Very simple stuff. Sounds very nice though. I don't really remember what the chords are. Let's see if we can find out. This is a G sharp major. I like to use this inversion a lot when I make music. The root at the bottom, and then the fifth, and then the third at the top. This gives it a real nice spread out kind of vibe without making big extensions of stuff like that. Then we have a D sharp major to a B flat major, and then we have an F minor 7. And then going back to the start, we have what's that? That's a D sharp major again, but with the G note in the bottom. Yeah, it's a D sharp major, but with the third in the bass. The piano I'm using for this is a Contact piano. I think it's the Noir Felt, which is a very nice felty piano. You can hear a lot of the pedal stuff going on, and the release of the keys and stuff like that makes it a really nice, real sounding piano instead of MIDI sounding. Then we have a little bit of reverb on it. Again, Valhalla vintage verb. Then we have an EQ, taking out a lot of the high end and a lot of the low end, so give it a really mellow feel. And then I have a utility plugin, just making everything below 150 Hertz mono. Quick little plug, guys. I still have my sample pack, my drum sample pack, live on Gumroad. It's only $10 and you get a bunch of different sounds that I've pushed through my tape machine and also kept raw, so you have both to use. There's a lot of cool different drum stuff on the website. I have some of my good friends made some demo tracks using the drums and the sounds, so you can take a listen there. I also made a video on my channel here about the samples and looking over the contents in the pack. So if you are in need of some cool lo-fi drums, be sure to check that out. Thank you. I've linked it in the description, I forgot to say. Let's go back to the project. Then we introduce some vocal stuff. I also use that kind of stuff a lot. These are just from some random packs I've acquired over the years. Really, really nice. I've panned some of the stuff to the right and some of the stuff to the left, just to give it, again, really wide feel. On all of these, I've taken out some low end with the EQ8, and then I've drenched it in reverb, both on the individual tracks, and then I've grouped them together and added a lot of more reverb, so a bunch of reverb to make it really washed out. Then the last kind of harmonic element, melodic if you want to call it that, we introduce is a lead guitar, which is my Harley Benson Telecaster. Super cheap guitar if you want something to play guitar. I only spent like $100, $200 on it. So it's a really nice cheap alternative to a guitar if you don't have a lot of money to spend but you want a real guitar to record. I just have my regular guitar chain on this. There's quite a lot of stuff going on. Let's take it from the top. I have a tape mellofier which is from Editorials. I got this for free a while ago when they first released it. I don't know if it's still free. It has a lot of cool different presets. I've used one called Roads Warmer, and then I think I turned up the drive a little more and turned down the noise and stuff like this because I didn't need it. Then I've EQ'd some high end out and some of the low end, and then I've compressed it with the CLA 3A just to get rid of the peaks and like smush the sound together so it all stays like the same volume all the way through. Then I have an 8th note delay, ping-ponging from right to left. And then I have Valhalla Vintage Verb again, doing some reverb stuff. And at the end of the chain, I have another EQ, taking out a lot more low end, and some of the high end. So that's all of the harmonic elements. And then we of course have a bass. It's just playing the root notes. This is just a sub bass from Ableton. This is just a sine wave playing some low notes. You can make this in any synth you have. Stock synth should do the trick also. It's just a sine wave. Then we also have some drums that my good friend Tespo sent over. They sound like this. Super simple stuff, but adds a nice groove to the track. We didn't want to overcomplicate the drums because we have quite a lot of stuff going on harmonically. We just have a simple kick and snare, and tucked all the way in the background comes in a hi-hat also here. And then we have some shaker stuff as well, if you can hear that. Then we have some other percussion stuff, really nice. And then we have a lot of different, I can see he also sent over some lasers, sounds like this. Pew! And like this. A lot of different transitional stuff. Just to make the transitions more smooth, you can hear it here. All the way in the background, but just makes the transitions a lot more smooth. Then we have some forest sounds, some birds and some rivers and stuff like that. And then we added some more birds as well, just to get the atmosphere going. Mix-wise, on the drums, I have some compression just to tie everything together. Doing at most like just under 4 dB of compression with a slow attack and a fast release. And then we have a clipper on it, just taking out some of the peaks. So when we go into the tape machine here, we don't like distort at the kick and the snare. We all keep it nice together, make it very lush sounding. And on the instruments chain, I have this free plugin from Analog Obsessions called Chaneve. It's like a Neve style channel strip. I just dialed up the mic pre a little and the tape drive, and then I think I compressed it a little bit, and then I added a little bit of high end at around 12K, also taking out everything below 100 Hz with the filter up here. Then we have an OTT at only 4%, just gives it some bit more sparkle, some high end stuff. Then we have the black box saturator, not doing a lot. Only coming in actually when the piano hits, just to give it some saturation. It's very low mix as well. That must be around like 50%. Then we have a classic soothe, taking out some of the annoying frequencies because I'm too lazy to do it on my own. And then all the way at the end we have a sidechain compressor, sidechaining to the kick. And then on top of everything, I have this mix bus again, SSL. Bus compression, doing like at most 2 dB. And then we have this Pultec style compression, boosting 60K, cutting 60K to get that Pultec effect. And then we are boosting at 10K just to give it some more high end because it was a bit mellow without it. Again, black box, saturating everything. And at the end, a clipper and a limiter the end to make it ready to be mastered. So that's all we have in the track. I hope you found this video useful. Hope you find some useful information in all my rambling, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to make some more videos soon. We'll see. I know I'm pretty inconsistent on here, but I really enjoy making the videos, so I think I'm gonna do some more at some point. So yeah, until next time, remember, someday things will get better. Take care, everybody.